12 Angry Men 1957 is an iconic American courtroom drama film that revolves around a jury deliberating the guilt or innocence of a teenage boy charged with murder. Directed by Sidney Lumet, it was originally based on a teleplay by Reginald Rose, who also adapted it into the screenplay. This movie is particularly celebrated for its intense focus on the jury deliberation process, limited setting, and deep exploration of justice, prejudice, and the moral responsibility of jurors. The story begins in a jury room, where 12 jurors must reach a unanimous decision regarding the fate of an 18-year-old boy accused of murdering his father. At first, nearly all jurors are ready to convict based on circumstantial evidence. However, Juror 8 has doubts and votes not guilty, forcing the jury to discuss the evidence in depth. Throughout the film, he gradually challenges each piece of evidence, and as discussions progress, hidden biases, personal issues, and the moral duty of each juror are revealed. One by one, other jurors begin to reconsider their initial judgments, and ultimately, they all vote not guilty after a rigorous and heated examination of the evidence. Main cast: Henry Fonda as Juror 8, the film's protagonist and the first to question the evidence. Lee Jacob as Juror 3, the last to change his vote, driven by his personal biases. Ed Begley as Juror 10, an openly prejudiced juror. E.G. Marshall as Juror 4, a rational and logical juror. Jack Warden as Juror 7, initially indifferent to the verdict. Martin Balsam as the jury foreman, Juror 1. 12 Angry Men was critically acclaimed and received several prestigious nominations. Nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Sidney Lumet, and Best Adapted Screenplay, Reginald Rose. While it didn't win any Oscars, the film has grown in reputation over time and is now regarded as a masterpiece. The film had a modest initial reception and box office performance, earning around $1 million against its estimated budget of $337,000. Though it wasn't a commercial success upon release, it later found critical acclaim and popularity through television broadcasts and is now considered a timeless classic.
About 6 or 7 inches shorter, okay?
It's about right, maybe a little more.
Okay, a little more. Look out!
The entire movie is set almost entirely in one jury room, which adds to the film's tension and intimacy. This minimalistic approach heightens the drama and keeps the focus on character interactions. The movie unfolds in real time, giving the audience a sense of immediacy and immersion in the jury's deliberation process. The film highlights themes like prejudice, the importance of reasonable doubt, personal biases, and the integrity of the justice system. Juror 8's commitment to fairness and reason embodies the principles of justice, challenging each juror to confront their own preconceptions. Sidney Lumet encouraged his actors to develop their own interpretations, resulting in spontaneous and intense performances. The increasing tension in the room is visually mirrored as Lumet gradually shifted the camera from wide-angle shots to close-ups, creating a claustrophobic atmosphere. 12 Angry Men 1957 has been widely praised but also has received some criticisms, both positive and negative, over the years. Positive criticisms. Many critics and audiences appreciate the film's profound examination of justice, truth, and the human condition. The story delves into how personal biases and preconceptions can influence crucial decisions, making viewers think deeply about fairness and accountability. Sidney Lumet's direction was groundbreaking. His use of camera angles to enhance the claustrophobic atmosphere was particularly praised. As the movie progresses, the camera shots become tighter, heightening the tension and drawing viewers into the characters' conflicts. This approach made a single-room setting both dramatic and dynamic. Each juror represents different aspects of society, embodying various biases, personalities, and emotions. Henry Fonda's performance as Juror 8 is iconic, as he brings a quiet integrity and persistence to the role. The ensemble cast, without exception, delivers nuanced and memorable performances, each contributing to the overall tension and character interplay. Reginald Rose's screenplay is sharp, concise, and well-constructed, allowing each character to have a voice in bringing out the thematic complexity of the story. It raises questions about prejudice, the presumption of innocence, and the importance of critical thinking in decision-making. Negative criticisms. Some critics argue that the film presents an overly optimistic view of the judicial process and the idea that one determined person can sway an entire jury. In reality, biases and systemic issues often go unchallenged, and the moral clarity displayed by Juror Rathov may be unrealistic. Critics have pointed out that the characters, though compelling, can feel overly representative rather than realistic individuals. They are often seen as archetypes, each juror embodying a specific personality trait or societal prejudice, which can make them feel slightly contrived rather than organic. Since the jury consists entirely of men, the film lacks any female perspective. While this may reflect the historical reality of jury composition at the time, some argue it limits the film's social scope and relevance for a contemporary audience. For viewers accustomed to fast-paced storytelling in multiple locations, the single-room setting and dialogue-heavy script may seem too static or even monotonous. This minimalistic approach can feel slow or tedious to some audiences, particularly those who prefer action over dialogue. Certain dialogues and attitudes in the film reflect the era's biases, which may feel outdated or uncomfortable for today's viewers. Although this contributes to the film's authenticity in capturing its time, some argue that certain stereotypes and moments of prejudice may limit its resonance with modern audiences. 12 Angry Men has generally been lauded as a cinematic classic, celebrated for its depth, moral complexity, and focus on human psychology. However, its idealistic portrayal of the jury system, lack of female voices, and single-room structure have also been points of contention. Despite these criticisms, the film's insightful look at justice and humanity has left an indelible mark on cinema and continues to be influential today.